There's a story about the Alter Rebbe which was told by the Frierdiker Rebbe. He says the Alter Rebbe had a silver snuff box, a tabak pushka, but this was given to him as a present by one of his Hasidim, but it didn't have a cover. Why is that? Because when the Alter Rebbe received it, he said, there is one aver in the body, there's one limb in the body that doesn't have tivus, the nose. And you want to give the nose tivus also? This is what he said. Maybe he's talking about from the five senses. We like to hear lashon hara. And the mouth obviously has, and the eyes has. The nose, we don't usually walk around thinking all day, desiring pleasant aromas. Okay, I'm not saying there is no pleasure in it, but it's not of the most active tivus. And I says, now you want to cause you want to fasht up this with tivus also. So what did he do? The Alter Rebbe removed the cover. The cover was made up of silver, but I say straight polished silver, and he used the cover for a mirror for his tefillin. When he put on tefillin in the morning, to be able to see that the tefillin was exactly in the middle. So he had this snuff box, but it didn't have a cover. Many years later, there was a Farbrengen by the Tzemach Tzedek, who we just mentioned. Tzemach Tzedek, who the Alter Rebbe passed away in Chav Dalet Teves of the year 1813. The Tzemach Tzedek became a Rebbe around 15 years later, in the year Tafkuf Peches, which would be 1827. And a chassid mentioned about this story. One of the chassidim by the Farbrengen said how the Alter Rebbe had a snuff box and he broke off the top and he used it for tefillin. And the Tzemach Tzedek said, no, that can't be. It can't be that my grandfather broke off the cover, even though that he wasn't there, because my grandfather never broke anything, not himself and not others. It must be that there was a chut, there was like a metal thread in the hinge. The Alter Rebbe removed that chut, removed that thread, and therefore slipped off the top, because my grandfather never broke anything. That's what the Tzemach Tzedek said about the Zeder. The Rebbe spoke about this story on more than one occasion. And the Rebbe talks about how this story, in a way, epitomizes the Alter Rebbe. And what the Alter Rebbe was trying to accomplish is that we shouldn't break. Not ourselves, not others, and not even a snuff box. In other words, not forget, when we say ourselves and others, we're talking about Medaber, we're talking about Yidden. Not even a doimim. We don't break things. We weren't put here in this world to break. We were put here in the world to fix. And in essence, really, the entire Hasidus Chabad is about that. The entire Chassidus Chabad is about the idea of dira b'tachtonim. We've spoken about this many times, how this is the central defining concept, which the Alter Rebbe, philosophical concept which the Alter Rebbe introduces us in Tanya, which is that Hashem wants to have a dwelling place in this world, in the tachtonim. He doesn't want the world to be broken. It's not that he wants us to abandon the world or break the world and to experience some sort of Gan Eden, or some sort of spiritual existence. We're put in the world l'saken, asher-bara Elokim l'asais l'saken. We're put over here to fix ourselves. And the same is true also in terms of our own personal avodah, which is the whole idea of Chassidus Chabad, is not to break ourselves. It's not that I should be at odds with Hashem, and my guf and my nefesh habahamis want one thing, and I have to break myself. But the ultimate point where we're going with the ultimate place where we're trying to reach in our avodah is where we learn enough Chassidus, that we have enough Chabad, Chachma, Bina, and Das, that we actually transform ourselves. Not that we break ourselves, we don't have to break ourselves, but rather because we transform who we are and we become godly beings.